the mission of avant-garde is to develop film language on every level, and so there is not a specific avant-garde as, you know, abstract film or whatever, or structuralist film. So even in drama-based work there might be avant-garde. For instance, I consider Hitchcock as an avant-gardist filmmaker. Well, that's one name, but you know, among the contemporary artists and filmmakers, there are, of course, a lot of names to mention. And so, for instance, one filmmaker is John Smith, who is actually also here, part of the program. The International Short Film Festival Oberhausen is actually the oldest short film festival in the world, and probably the biggest also in terms of submission numbers. We receive every year now between 6,500 and 7,000 entries. It gathers about 1,000 professional visitors, and of course a larger audience in general. It became well known because of the fact that in the 50s, during the Cold War period, the festival showed also work from the socialist countries, which wasn't the case at other festivals in the West, and so that was an important spot, you know, to experience such work. I don't think there is a special poetics of short film. I mean, the only thing that matters that it is short, and so it's nothing I prefer to feature film. So there are many bad short films and also feature films, and so no. In general, what I like about short film is the possibility to program in a rather condensed way and to create a special perspective while programming short films in a row, and this is something you can't do with feature film to that extent. Well, of course, short films are sort of a business card for young filmmakers, and it always, you know, was working like that, and still is, by the way. But it's always annoying if you feel that someone just tries to show his skills. I mean, for me, more important is whether somehow has his or her own language. Yeah, I mentioned John Smith, who is remarkable, especially in the sense that he always did short films. He's among the few filmmakers who did all over his career only short films, and this is remarkable. And he's a very peculiar personality, and also his films, you know, every film is different from the other ones, and it's not, so it's totally unpredictable how he works. A cinematheque somehow keeps accessible the cultural and historical experience of cinema in general, especially in the age of the digital, when movie theaters are disappearing, and so when cinema is getting more and more a museum, instead of a very, you know, lively experience, especially among the younger people. So I personally don't think that a museum is necessarily a dead place. It helps to keep things vibrant, and it helps to keep things in mind to a certain degree, that a future generation might learn, you know, of things happened in the past. And for me, it doesn't necessarily count to what extent people attend such institutions. The important thing for me is that they exist and keep on working.